Hello everyone, welcome to Everything Football and welcome to another Champions League Fantasy Update video. In this one, we will be going through the second draft I have so far for you guys. In terms of the teams so far, this will definitely not be the final draft. I already did a first draft, but that was right after the Champions League draw was done and before the fixture arrangement was announced. This one is now taking into account how the fixtures have been arranged, which team will play against which team in match day 1, in match day 2, match day 3, and so on and so forth. So that is what I've considered on this one. If you want to compare the two drafts, the link will be in the description for the first draft. I have made a lot of changes on this one. Hopefully, let me know what you guys think about it. Definitely, this will not be the last one. There's still a couple of players I'm still looking at. There could be transfers still because the transfer window is not yet closed. So make sure to take that into consideration. If you want to join the league, Everything Football League, there is the code and the direct link will be in the description as well. So let's get started. In terms of the goalkeeper, I have gone for Gulacsi of Leipzig and then Mignolet of Leverkusen. Gulacsi is playing on Tuesday and Mignolet is playing on Wednesday. I am still definitely looking at Mendy. I love Chelsea's fast fixtures, but obviously if you go for Mendy, will you really be allowed to go for players like Koulibaly, Thiago Silva, James, unless you want to double up on their defense, which might not be a bad idea because the likes of James and Koulibaly could get attacking returns and they could easily get clean sheets as well against Dinamo Zagreb and Salzburg in the first two fixtures. They don't have AC Milan until match day 3. So those are the two goalkeepers I've gone for right at the moment. In terms of the defenders, Koulibaly, I've already mentioned, a Chelsea defender. I've gone for him because it's cheaper than James. It's only 5 million. James is 6 million. I'd like to know who's going to be starting for them at left back. Luckily, we get to see the Chelsea team news on the very first day, so you can actually wait to see the Chelsea team news on that Tuesday to decide on which defender you want to go for. That's the good thing about that one. So I'm really waiting to see who's going to start between Chilwell and Cucurella on the left back or left wing back, and also if James is going to be starting, is he going to be starting as a center, like third center back? Because I've seen Loftus-Cheek playing as a right wing back already this season, while James is on the pitch. So we have to take that into consideration as well. But Koulibaly is there as well. He has already scored a goal for Chelsea. He's not played in the last Premier League game for them because he was suspended, so he might be fresh for that one. He has played less minutes than everyone else. Jordi Alba has also made my team. He is quite expensive, so he might not stay in my team, but that's just because they have Victoria Pilsen in the first game and avoid Bayern Munich and Inter Milan until match day 2. Definitely, I'm considering Alba as a punt for one match day. Obviously, I can decide to go for people like Christensen, who are only 5 million, 0.5 cheaper than Alba. But I love Alba playing as a left back. But you have to wait and see as well. He potentially could leave. I just put him there because of that fixture. After that, Barcelona have a tough run. Bayern Munich, Inter Milan twice, and then Bayern Munich again. That is horrible for them. That is pretty much horrible for them. And then after Jordi Alba have gone for Otamendi, there is the option of going for their goalkeeper. I had their goalkeeper Vlacho a lot last season. So Vlachodimos, I think that's his name, Vlachodimos. So I've gone for Otamendi for now because of that fixture against Maccabi Haifa at home. Last season, he was very good in terms of balls recovered. You can see he picked up 63 ball recoveries that got him 18 points. He got player of the match twice. He only picked up 2 yellow cards. He picked up 5 clean sheets. That is crazy. Like last season, he picked up 5 clean sheets. That is very good. That is quite good. Like 20 points from 5 clean sheets. That is absolutely crazy, you know? And then obviously in terms of minutes played, he played almost every single minute. And I think Benfica made the last 16, if I'm not wrong. I think only Bayern Munich hammered them last season. They did beat Barcelona and a couple of other results. So Otamendi, that is why he's in my team, and also it's only 4.5 million, so you need to take that into consideration as well. In terms of the other defenders, I have Sa of Bayern Munich on the bench. I don't think he'll get a lot of minutes, and also Kocholava of Copenhagen playing against Dortmund. That is just obviously the remaining budget that I had. That is why I put those 2 guys there. I will have to do a lot of analysis on this one, you guys too as well. We'll potentially have to fit in a couple of more cheaper defenders and potentially a 4 million goalkeeper and maybe another cheaper midfielder, because the bench does not really make me happy. You need because you can sub out players out on Tuesday and bring the ones who are playing on Wednesday. You really need a good bench, so you can't really have it like FPL where you can just have a lot of 4 million players on the bench because they're never going to play. In the Champions League, you need at least 2 players, 2 outfield players who are going to be playing for their team. So I have those defenders on the bench as of now. In terms of midfield, Musiala makes it. I really like Musiala in the last game against Mönchengladbach. He assisted the goal, and Bayern Munich are relentless. I think Bayern Munich had like 19 shots that Sommer, the Mönchengladbach goalkeeper, saved. So Bayern Munich are still looking very, very good in terms of attacking. All these guys, you can go for whoever you want, especially Sadio Mane. He is pretty expensive. Another guy who many of you might want to fit in, but again, we can't fit in everyone. Son has also been looking good, but that is the one that I'll come back to later as well. I've also brought in Bellingham. His first game is against Copenhagen, and the second game is against Man City. But for that first game, I'm really looking at him as well. Really looking good already. Last season, he picked up 22 ball recoveries, Player of the Match awards twice. He got 3 assists. He scored a goal. He got a couple of clean sheet points as well, and a penalty as well. So Jude Bellingham at only 7 million, I think is a very good play. I think most people should have him at least for the first match day. Jorginho has also made my team because he is on penalties. He's only 5.5 million. And also, this is not FPL. In UCL, fantasy players can pick up ball recoveries, and that really helps playing in midfield. And he also got 2 Player of the Match awards last campaign, scored 2 goals, got 2 assists. So not bad for Jorginho. I know in FPL, it's not the same as UCL. You cannot definitely compare his points in both of those competitions. I've also gone for Luis Diaz of Liverpool. He's 9 million. Salah is 11 million. Obviously, Salah is 11 million and he's on penalties. But obviously, if you had captained Salah in FPL the other day when they beat Bournemouth by 9-0 and he didn't get a return, that had to be frustrating. And against Napoli in the first game, I don't think it's an easy game for them. And Diaz being cheaper by 2 million, it allows you to have other players around him. But later on in the week, I'll have to consider whether to bring back Salah. And then the other midfield on the bench is a Bayern Munich player called Gravenberch. They just signed him from Ajax, so let's see how it does. But Inter Milan first game, I don't think it's. I think you can have at least 2 Bayern Munich players, but not more than that for the first match day away to Inter Milan. I'm actually kind of predicting an Inter Milan win for that game, but we'll come back to that in a different video. And then up front, I've gone big: Haaland, Mbappe, and Benzema. Benzema has to be in everyone's team. They have Celtic away, and then they will be playing Leipzig at home, and then Shakhtar at home again against Shakhtar in match day 4 again. So those are very, very good fixtures for Benzema. He is on penalties. Last season, he had an incredible campaign. As you can see here, he scored 15 goals. He got an assist. He got 1 penalty. He earned 1 penalty, 7 ball recoveries, 4 Player of the Match awards. He scored twice from outside the box for a total of 102 points. That was incredible. And you expect Real Madrid to make it far. So when you have Benzema there, you don't really have to take him out. Kylian Mbappe, have gone for him. He's more expensive than Neymar and Messi. So he is on penalties, the first option on penalties. But the thing is with them, they kind of rotate as well. He's currently owned by 26%. Another thing is ownership. Benzema is currently owned by 50%. So you kind of have to have him in. So Mbappe, obviously on penalties, Juventus first. I've gone for only 1 PSG player. But after that, after they face Juventus, they will have Maccabi Haifa and then Benfica twice. I will go for a double up there potentially. And then Erling Haaland, he scored a hat-trick for Man City the other day. He's looking pretty good as well. 21% in terms of selection right now. And then he has Sevilla, his former team Dortmund, and then Copenhagen twice. And he's obviously, you can go for players like Foden and all those players, but it's really hard to know which players are going to start for Man City, apart from Cancelo, De Bruyne, and Haaland. So that's why I've gone for Haaland. And then Mbappe and Benzema up front. So that is how my team is looking like right now for the second draft. In terms of ownership, the Leipzig goalkeeper is only owned by 2%. Koulibaly is currently owned by 5%, a lot of differentials. Alba is owned by only 2%. Bellingham is currently owned by 13%. Let me check. Luis Diaz is currently owned by 7%. Erling Haaland is currently owned by 21%. Mbappe is currently owned by 26%. Benzema 50%. Mignolet is currently owned by 2%. So a lot of differential picks. That's why this is also not going to be my final team. But that is just to give you guys some ideas. If you'd prefer, as you can see here, there's no City defenders because I don't think their first game is easy away to Sevilla. That's why I've not gone for a City defender there. I could potentially remove Alba and bring in a City defender. I could also bring in a Reece James instead of Koulibaly. potentially downgrade one of the goalkeepers. UCL and Bellingham, I think they're enablers, only 7 million, so they enable you to have other players in your midfield. So unless I decide I don't want any Liverpool player for the first game and downgrade Luis Diaz, I'm happy with the attack. I'm really happy with the attack. Obviously, there is Lewandowski from Barcelona for the first game against Pilsen. If you want to go for a massive differential captain for that first match day, Lewandowski against Pilsen is obviously a very good pick as well. Not many people will have him because of Mbappe and Benzema and Haaland and all these guys. Adeyemi from Dortmund. A lot of picks, but this zone looks like it's going to be very interesting in terms of just different picks. A lot of people will pick different players. Messi could be in some teams. Neymar could be in some teams. There is players from Juventus like Di Maria, so it's going to be pretty interesting. Let me know what you think of the second draft. There will be more updates throughout the week. We still have a lot, like around 9 days before the Champions League starts, so a lot of research to do, but I'll be doing that and I will be updating you guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch up with you on the next one.